Okay, so this morning we already got up and started working on putting the nose back on, and I wanted to show you pretty much what was happening. So basically, last night we painted everything. We waited for it to dry. Our spots where we were gonna weld, we ground so that way we had a good clean weld. Um, Now basically, I've set the nose panel back up there, and I've put spot welds on the bottom just to hold the bottom of it after I got it in place with a couple of clamps. And a lot of times the grill and the windshield wipers, if you have your windshield wiper motor in, will literally just hold it up on there so you can work with it. But I needed to hold a phone and record this. So I'll put a clamp in the center. Be careful, keep it right on the edge, or you'll put a little dent in the outside of this. You don't want no dents, it's kind of fragile. Then once the top lays in, I will lay it right up over the top of the existing pillar, and then come in with my grinder and cut one line straight through it, and then I'll fish the other piece out. You can see how you can kind of move it and then fish the old piece out. I did cut out a lot of this excess, and I really only had to fish out a piece about this, a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch. And then it gives you a perfect line all the way around. So now I'm gonna go in and drill some holes through here because my hole puncher is dead now for some reason. And then we will come back in, weld up all of the grill holes. We're gonna drill some in here along that line and weld all those in. And then of course the bottom, we're gonna finish the bottom all the way across with those spot welds. And I didn't grind these ones right here because I was in kind of a hurry. But I like to grind my welds as soon as I make them while they're still hot. It's a little bit easier and faster, saves some more time. Over here on this side, you're gonna see this little lower section is still open. I haven't crimped it over. Up here where I did crimp it, I pretty much just use a pair of vice grips, and I keep it really low because you're gonna see it causes just the slightest little bit of damage right here, and you got to come back and hammer and dolly out that. Once I get it established, I will only use the hammer and dolly to finish hammering this out and rolling it all over. This has been left open because of all the rust that we still have to repair for the door's dog leg. That's going to be another adventure. There's this outer panel, an inner panel, a step bracket that goes in there, and we're probably going to come up here halfway through the leg and cut it out and rebuild all of this. So that's going to be a ton of hammer and dolly work, and I'll make those simply because Wolfsburg West didn't have this lower section available right now. I do think you can get the entire dog leg section. I would imagine it's probably, $800 or so, $900 for the sheet metal outer piece itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and build it and get it done because I want to get the bus done and not wait a year for parts. Over here on the passenger side, I'll show you what it looks like. But we have actually crimped that one over. I did the bottom, and then of course I'll hammer and dolly all that. This lower section actually has been spot welded back together already. We're gonna come up here, use our clamps, and then simply throw a nice bead across that, grind it all up. Next time you see this little video that we start, hopefully everything will be ground up and welded. Alright, so obviously I'm back to work on the bus. We have both of the headlight buckets put back in it, the grill put back in it. All the grinding's done on the front and it's installed. I've moved on to doing the lower dog leg, and it's been fun so far. So this lower section I was unable to get, so I decided to make it. And with the shadows, I don't know if you can see it, but I went ahead and I made this piece to replace the outer skin. Then I've taken a piece of tape and marked it where I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to cut it just below this line. And then with the new piece, the chamfer that we put in here and the spot welds will go on the back side of this existing panel. And then we can weld the front all the way and then come in through the back side and weld in the little holes like the Germans did their spot welds. Next, we're going to cut this section out and expose the inner piece. Once we get this section out, I'll start rebuilding the inner pieces, and I'll stop for a minute and videotape that as well. So hold on a second and you'll get to see that. Alright, so we have our three pieces made to fix the lower section of the dog leg, and we have everything cut out. First, it's the outer, and you can see we've done a chamfer, we left our lip. Basically, we built our own outer panel, same way Volkswagen would have. Then we have the inner box. Took a little more time. So it has more lips and flanges on it all the way around. Some more holes in it. You can see we did some welding and fabricated that up. These lines that are cut in it are so it will flex to the outside shape of the actual body. And then third piece that we made is basically just a little L bracket, and I wanted to show you guys what's going on with this piece first, because this is the first piece that I will weld in. And basically you can see right here, this piece is what the bumper bolt up to, and all that Volkswagen ever did was just like made an L bracket or a piece of angle and put it in there, and it's always kind of flexed. So I make these pieces right here, and then I come up here in the top, and you can see I drilled some holes so that way we can come back through and weld it. But by adding this piece, what we do is we actually box in that bracket, and once that's done, it makes this whole corner section a lot stiffer. So next time we come back, you should see this lower section going in after that, which is a little funny to hold, and this box section goes in here, and you can see the lips, how they go in here and line up. Once that one is in and mounted, then you'll see how this piece will slide in real quick. Kind of hard to do holding a phone, but now you kind of get the gist of what's really going on. And then little hammer dolly welding, grinding, and we will have a whole new bus section again.